You are welcome to Impressive Creative channel. In today's tutorial we have two videos in one. Please watch till the end. We want to learn how to make elastic and no elastic bonnet. The materials are listed. Thanks for subscribing to this channel. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. For the first design, the ruffle bonnet, I have an African print. I want to combine it with satin. So the measurement here is 29 inches by 29 inches. Is a square, 29 inches by 29 inches. And what I will do, I'll fold it into two equal parts, and then the next thing, I'll fold again. I'll fold this separated, and then opposite the side I have this 1, 2, 3, 4. So you must get the folding, and then I start my measurement. I want it to be big. The second design will be medium, be the medium size, and so I'm going to measure from here, from this. Please note, from this corner I'm measuring 14 inches. So our radius is 14 inches. You can make yours 13 or 12 depending on what you want. Mine is 14, and then 14, can you see that it has shifted? This is wrong. You must place it back. You must place it back. And so I'm going to join the lines to get our arc. And then use scissors to cut it. I have this, so I'm just going to separate it. I'll start cutting. I'll cut this till I get to the edge. I want to sew it round, but I will leave 5 inches. I will mark 5 inches to turn the fabric. So I will not sew this place from here to here. I will not sew, but I will sew round, but stop here. Start from here, round, and then stop here. After sewing, I want to notch. I will notch it round. From the 5 inches space, I want to turn it. I want to iron it. I want to iron. After ironing, I want to measure 1.5 inches round, and I'm going to sew 1.5 inches round. I'm going to measure it round. As I'm measuring, I'm joining the circle. I'm joining the circle. I'll do this till I get to the other. I've drawn the circle round, with the tailor's chalk. Can you see? I'm going to sew. I'm going to sew round. Now this is the first circle. I'm going to have another circle. The second one is 1 inch from the edge. The first one is 1.5 inches. This one is 1 inch. So from the edge, 1 inch, 1 inch. I'm going to do this round, but the difference from the first one, I'll measure 1 inch here, 1 inch. I won't sew this part. For the first one, it is sewn, but for the second one, I'm going to leave this. I want to pass the elastic through this side. This is the design with the elastic, so I'm going to pass the elastic through the space. So this will not be sewn. The first one is sewn. The second, please remember, the second one, I will not sew this part. Now this is the safety pin. I'm putting it with the elastic band. I'm passing it through this place, not this, not this, not this, this place, this narrow one. Can you see? The elastic is about 1/4 inch. I'll continue to do this round so that I get to the edge. While pulling, hold this down with the pin so that it will not go in. So hold this down, and then I can continue pulling. Hold this down. Now I want to tie it. I'll remove the safety pin. You can sew it, but I want to tie. And then I push it back. You can cut this. Push it back. And then I sew this. Remember we left it open. I'm going to sew it. And then I'm going to sew this part too. The second circle, I'm going to complete this circle. Can we see? This, let me turn. The second circle, I left it open, I'm going to close it. So I'm doing two things. I'm closing this one up. I'm just going to sew. And then the second circle, I'll complete this circle. I'll complete it. Looking very beautiful. For the second design, this bonnet doesn't have elastic. The measurement is 25 inches by 25 inches. It's a square like the other one. The other one we use 29 inches, but this is 25 inches by 25 inches. The same method, I'll fold and then the other time I use a big measurement, 14 inches, but this time around I'm using 12 inches. For adults, you can use between 10 and 15 inches, but the other one was 14. Now I'm using 12. You can decide to use a small one, 10 inches or 11, and then the medium is 12 inches. But I want to use the medium one, 12 inches now. The big size, 13 to 15 inches. I measure 12 inches. Make sure you're starting from this corner, and then I continue like the other one, and then I will cut. I will continue from the arc and then cut. For the second fabric, I can cut this by chasing this, but I'm not going to cut it like that. I will cut it the way I did this. And so I'm going to fold this. And then there. So the same way, I'll measure 12 inches, 12 inches, 12 inches, 12 inches, 12 inches. This is the right side of these two, right side facing right side. And then I fold it into two. 3.5 inches. I mark. I just want to draw a curve. And then along this length, 3 inches. And so I'll just draw a curve. I cut it and then sew. I want to pin this and sew 1/2 inch. I will notch. I will turn it. I will iron this place to make it smooth, and then starting from here, I'll pin it. And then
from the edge, I will use gather stitch round to the other edge. I'll do the gather stitch twice. I won't be stitching this part. I won't be stitching from here to there. And you can make it smaller. I won't be stitching on this. I won't be stitching on it.
22.5 inches.
For the gathering stitch, I have 2 rows. 1, 2.
I want to check. So this is 22.5 inches. If your edge circumference is 23 inches, you pull it, you get to 23 inches. If it's 21 inches, you pull gradually till you get 21 inches. Now I want to tie. I've gotten my 22.5 inches. I will tie it. I'll do the same thing for the other edge, and then I prepare for my band. Now I want to prepare my band. The length is 72 inches, the width is 7 inches, 72 by 7 inches, but you can make it 6 inches. You can make it 6.5 inches, but this is 72 by 7 inches. And what I will do, I'll fold this into half, the other side into half, and then I iron it. I've marked it, so it's going to be easy for me. I'll just fold. I've ironed it, 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch, and then I fold, neatly, and then iron in from here to the other edge. This is my band. I folded it into 2. This is the edge. I want to cut the edge to make it more beautiful. I want to pin. Measure 1.5 inches and mark. Can you see? I rule from here to here, to this point. See? And then and so I have this. And what I want to do now, I want to get the midpoint. The midpoint of mine is easier. I actually joined it, so this is the midpoint. But for yours, you can just bend like this and get the midpoint, and then you mark it. So this is the midpoint. My edge circumference that I used was 22 and a half. Half of 22 and a half is 11 1/4. So what I will do, 11 1/4 at the left side. Then 1/4 and mark at the right side again. Eleven 1/4. So at the midpoint you mark. If your edge circumference is 22, from the midpoint from here it will be 11. The other side too will be 11 inches. I will open up the other side and transfer the marking. This is the 11 1/4. I'll do the same for this. I'll mark 11 1/4. I'll open up. I just want to mark the wrong side. I'll do the same thing for this side. This is the mark. And then I mark the side, the wrong side. And then I mark the wrong side for this one too. So you just mark the wrong side. I actually marked the right side first. I want to transfer it to the wrong side. And so what I want to do, I'll use my pen. This is the 11 1/4 inch mark. This is the edge, the right side facing the right side. So I have the wrong side outside. This is the wrong side. So I pin this. I'm just going to do the same thing for the other side. I'll pin to the edge. After sewing, I turn this to the right side. Do the same thing for the other side too. I'll turn it. I want to find the middle of the cap. This is the middle. I notch. I can also mark with chalk. And then the middle here, right side facing right side, I pin. Can we see? I pin. And then I will sew till I get to this. Can you see this is matching this? I will sew till I get to this place. But I have to make sure this covers this, gathers. I must not put it like this and sew. It must cover this gathers. So as you sew, so this will be a bit lower so that it will cover this gathers. This gathers must be covered. So I'm going to place it like this. And then I sew. So by the time I sew it, these gathers will not show. I've joined this to the cap. Remember I said it will be lower. The joining will be lower than the gathers line. And then I want to turn this like this. I'm going to pin. But when you are sewing, it must be a little lower than this joint. Why? I want it to be neat. I want to sew on top of this place. Can you see the band? I want to sew on top of this place. So if I'm sewing here, I want this to be lower than this line. So as I'm sewing this place, it's picking this back. Or if I join like this, as I'm sewing here, it will not pick it. So this will be lower than this band, and then I can sew it, and you see, just on this top. Okay, the same line so that it will be neat, but at the same time, this I'll be able to attach this. I hope we understand. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to use a pin. I'm going to pin it. And then sew on this line. Please note. So the front will be so neat, or just sew on this line. I'll pin this side. So I'm going to sew on this. Can you see? I'll pin this. So I'm going to sew on this. And then our cap is done.